jerseys, number 2 marking in the country. Everybody's going to take a shot at you. Give it your best effort.
Yeah, and that's going to change, obviously, this week. But, we talked about on the bus yesterday that we don't really want to talk about our ranking.
Right.
It doesn't really mean anything right now. We want to become the best team we can become. And even though we lost to whatever day it was, Tuesday, I think we became a better basketball team throughout that game. So that's what you're looking for. You hate to lose, but I was proud of the way we competed and the way we came back in that game. And, we showed a lot of signs of things to come for our basketball team. So guys worked hard today. We did an all-defense practice and then prepared for St. Francis. And the guys were locked in. I think we got better today, too.
Carolina wins it down there Tuesday night in the Smith Center at the Dean Dome, 89-81, handling Maryland their first loss of the season. St. Francis of Pennsylvania comes in town tomorrow night, and that's a 7 o'clock tip at Xfinity Center. We'll talk about their team a little bit later on in our show, and when we come back, we'll visit with one of the walk-ons here at the University of Maryland, getting a chance, and what a great shot he had down in Cancun. And we'll talk with him, Andrew Terrell, in just a couple of minutes on the Mark Turgeon radio show from Buffalo Wild Wings in College Park. Our conversation about the Maryland-North Carolina game was brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Back in just a minute.
Welcome back to the Mark Turgeon Radio Show on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
The Mark Turgeon Radio Show is brought to you by these network broadcast partners.
Capital One Bank, the official bank of Maryland Athletics, and by Toyota. Let's go places.
Now, once again, live from Buffalo Wild Wings in College Park, here's Mark Turgeon and Johnny Holiday.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Mark Turgeon Radio Show. Happy to have you with us tonight as Maryland prepares for St. Francis of Pennsylvania tomorrow night. Coach, before we talk to Andrew Terrell, one of your guys from Indianapolis, Indiana, today was the press conference to introduce Maryland's new head football coach. A.J. Durkin came in today, and I think he made a heck of a nice impression.
Yeah, I was really impressed with him today and his family, and I know how he feels. His head's spinning. He'll remember some of the day, but he won't remember a lot of it. But I was impressed with him and everything I read about him. Obviously, he's been around some really good coaches. He's been with some elite programs in college football. And he has the energy I think we need within our football program to be successful. And the thing I like most about him is I think he's genuine. And I think to be successful in this business down deep, that's the way you really got to be. And so he'll put the right staff together, hire the right guys, and, have the same mission to keep players home and hopefully be successful. We have to be patient. With football, it's a little bit harder to turn things around. But, I told him I need you to be good, and we need football to get going here, and I hope he's the guy. I was really impressed with him and his family today.
I was too. A lot of similarities, though, between where you came from and the guys you work with, and also where Urban Meyer, Gary Blackney, Jim Harbaugh, a lot of good coaches.
Yeah, David Shaw at Stanford's an amazing coach too. So this guy's been around it, and so sometimes when you're at that elite level, coaching at the highest level of football, well, that's what you'll demand when you get to Maryland. And there's no reason why Maryland can't get there. It's going to take time to build the tradition and do it the right way. But I liked his approach. They're playing in the best division in football with Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State every year. So hopefully players will want to come play in that division and play against the best players and have a chance to play at the highest level. So I think he's got the right approach. Put the right staff together. It seems like he's got his head on straight, been around good people. So usually those guys make good choices, and I believe in him. I know Kevin Anderson really believes in him, and hopefully the fans will get behind him and support him, and get football going the way hopefully we can get it going.
We can get him and his family to join the Turgeons in the holidays on off Connecticut Avenue in Kensington.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll
help him out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll stay out of that, but they got to be comfortable. That's what's important. But seems to have a great young family. Got the whole life in front of them, and I forgot what it's like to have kids that young, 5 and 3. But
me too.
it's exciting times for their family.
You got a pretty interesting young man next to you there from Indianapolis, Indiana, Andrew Terrell.
Interesting is a good word. Andrew has a lot of fun. The players call him Andy. He's been a great teammate since he's been here. And I had a connection back in Indianapolis. I really thought highly of Andrew and thought he'd be a good non-scholarship player for us. Andrew's dad works at Indiana. He was thinking about going there. He's a bright kid. He was thinking about the business school there. And we opened up an opportunity for him to come here, and our business school's top-notch too. So
you're not kidding.
Yeah, so he's got great opportunities here. And I think he's excited. I think he was a little homesick at first. It's a little different in Maryland than it is in Indiana, but I think he's feeling comfortable now and enjoying being a part of our team.
That sets you up nicely, Andrew.
Yeah.
Having a good time, aren't you?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, just being part of this team and part of a nationally recognized program that Coach Turgeon's put together, that's to mean a lot to you.
Yeah. Not many people can get an opportunity like this. And I talked about this with my coach back home, my dad, my family. And this is just something you can't really pass up. Later on in life, it'll help a ton. But right now, it's a huge opportunity for every single one of us on the team. So,
talk a little bit about, you went to a Jesuit high school in Indianapolis. Besides basketball, which was your premier primary sport, a heck of a golfer.
Yeah, not a bad golfer.
Scratch is pretty good.
Yeah, I can whack it around a little bit. It's a nice pastime. It's something that I worked really hard at a younger age, and then I chose to take the route of basketball. So,
what's been the biggest adjustment from where you played last year? What you're doing right now? Defense?
Most definitely, but also playing against NBA caliber players every single day. There's also a lot of adjustments through where you're playing, even though a lot of the time it's just warm-ups or whatever. It's a really cool atmosphere. I was thinking about when we were at North Carolina, sitting there saying, wow, like the most people I've ever played in front of is 2,000, and now I'm out here in front of 22,000. It's a huge adjustment.
And the importance, Coach, of guys like Andrew and the other guys that run that scout team, invaluable to the success of this program.
Yeah, and Andrew, just like the players that are playing the game, it's getting better every day and getting better working with the scout team and understanding how important it is to the success of our team. And it's good. We have a nice little group. Obviously, John Oslander's brother Kent's with us now, and he's new too. So they're doing a terrific job. It's good to see. And Andrew knows his part, and he's doing it well, and he's being a great teammate, which is what's important. In
the 86-63 win over Rhode Island to win the Cancun Classic, you hit a shot. The shot clock is winding down, and you fired that baby in. The place went nuts. The bench went nuts. Who was happier, you or your teammates?
Probably me, to be honest with you. It was a really, really cool moment. So can't really complain.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It really was.
It's so hard to score late in those games when those kids go in, and for him just to pick that ball up and shoot it, and he was pretty happy, and it was great to see because I know how hard they work and they don't get many opportunities. Anytime I can to try to get guys in, I try to do it as best I can. I'm still trying to get a lot of guys on our team minutes so we can get better, but it was great to see, and everybody was really happy.
Andrew, how about the adjustment of working with a guy like Kyle Tarp? He wants to make sure everybody's in the best top-notch condition, if not the best strength and conditioning guy in the country. You show me one that's better than Kyle.
Probably couldn't, but he's awesome. He's really hands-on with everything. He gets to know each and every one of us on a very personal level, where he likes to communicate with us, and he likes to know what we and how we can adjust our bodies to make us the best possible player. If it's Melo Rashid, one of the top players on our team, or me personally, he's looking to improve every single person on our squad.
What are you looking at when you're sitting there waiting, hopefully for Coach to look down there and say, okay, checking at the scores table? You've had a chance to observe the game, watch?
Yeah.
Thinking about what you're going to do when you get in there?
Yeah.
Around the offense?
Most of all, I just want to get a solid lead from the start. That kind of ensures me a little bit to start getting ready, that we're going to maybe possibly blow this team out, and that's when Coach Turgeon would look down the bench and count on me to finish the deal.
Let's hope that's tomorrow night again.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never know when the opportunity is going to come. And I'm demanding on those guys. So when they go in there, I don't want them giving up baskets, and I don't want them shooting bad shots. I want them executing and playing the right way. And they've learned that. They do that when they go in the game. They take a lot of pride in trying to do it right. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of big guys. When they go in there, there's like 4 guards in there with the center. And now we have even back and eligible play. That's going to help us, too, to keep a big guy out there if those situations do arise.
Andrew, thank you, buddy, for being with us tonight. All the best for the rest of the year to you on this basketball team. I know you're going to love it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You
Thanks,
bet.
Andrew.
Andrew Terrell, our live guest tonight, brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of Maryland Athletics. We will come back and visit with more with head coach Turgeon, and also we'll talk to Johnny Rhodes, the all-time steals leader at the University of Maryland, when we come back in just a minute. To your right there about the job entails much more than just pushing a button to video these games.
Yeah, no doubt. And Mark's been great for us. And, we had to do some crazy stuff on the road since we got stranded in North Carolina. We stopped at a Walmart, had to buy some DVDs and some wiring, and we had to burn a disc, and then we were able to watch it. And we're watching the film, and Mark's up doing the rewind button in the front. We got Neiman between us, and we're in the back with the team.
I know.
And he does a great job. And, the key is that you break it down where it's easy for the coaches to understand it, see what's important, not important. And he does as good a job as anybody I've ever been around with that. So he's bought in. His wife, Lachey, and daughter are here, and just a great addition to our basketball family.
Mark Balakowski is the director of video operations. We were talking the other day, Mark, about it's not just videoing practice or videoing games and playing it back. Your job entails a lot more than that and a lot more hours than that.
It does. It's something for me personally that, I have a lot of fun with. Basketball, X and O side of basketball has always been very enjoyable to me. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of roll my shirt up a little bit and get in there. And for me personally, as Coach said, what I want to do is make it as easy as possible for every assistant coach and every player to access whatever they think needs to be accessed. So whether it's looking at all our ball screen defenses, whether it's looking at opposing teams' post defense, whatever it might be, being able to have that organized and ready at any time. So the coaches can access it so we can be as prepared and as organized as possible that we can be for our next game and for a self-scout as well.
And it seemed like 15-hour ride back from Chapel Hill the other day, all those video clips you were showing were defensive plays. Correct.
And that's something that, Coach will get with me. He'll have an idea or a concept that he wants to go with our team film. It's not just the opponent. A lot of times it's us too internally, and how can we improve as a team, individually, as a player. So after each game, what I try to do is just break it down. Break down offensively what we're trying to do. What sets, what plays we're running. Break it down individually, what each player's doing individually, on the ball, off the ball, offense and defensively. And then break down us defensively, whether it's transition defense, in the half court, like I said before, post defense. Just having it ready. So an assistant coach wants to bring in a player. If Coach Turgeon wants to bring in the team, it's something that's easy, accessible, and then something that we can end up building a library to. So, we can look back in Game 2 and Game 3 and look at what we were doing and be able to compare that to now look how we progressed here, 4th, 5th, 6th week of the season now.
And, Coach, can a guy go to him and go to you and say, I want to look and see what I did on this particular sequence in a game?
Yeah.
Or why I didn't make this play or why I did make that play?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fine line, is getting our players to watch more film with the coaches. There's only so much time as a team you can do things. So, he has every offensive – he'll have every turnover, every shot, every defensive possession, every offensive possession on there. And so it's easily broken down. we have each set broken down, so we can watch each set, how we did in this set, that set, each defense broken down. So it's real easy to watch film and not waste time watching film when the kid's not in the game. And he does as good a job as anybody I've been around, and it's made it easier for everybody, especially our coaches, but also for the players.
Mark, take us through, before we let you go, your progress to get where you are right here at Maryland the last couple of years.
I started out as a manager, undergraduate, 4 years at Georgia Southern. Worked under Coach Price, who was a great mentor for me. Got opportunity to be a graduate assistant for 2 years at UNC Charlotte, 1 year for Coach Lutz and 1 year for Coach Major. Coach Major was fortunate enough to allow me to be his video guy for a year after I finished up grad school, and then I did 3 years as his director of operations at Charlotte up until this past season.
Pretty good road to get to Maryland.
Yeah, he's pretty young, Johnny.
Start with Mark Price. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's had some good mentors. Coach Price at Georgia Southern was a great coach. I'm actually still running the play today. We hit a 3 the other night. Rasheed hit a 3. I've changed it a little bit of a play I stole when I was at Jacksonville State coaching against his mentor, Coach Price, when he was at Georgia Southern. And they scored a couple buckets on us. And I said, I'm going to take that play, and I've added to it over the years. But it's in my system every year. It's a big-time play for us. We save it for when we absolutely have to have a goal. So it's a small world how things work.
Mark, thank you very much for joining us. We'll have an opportunity later on to talk more with you as the season rolls on about all your duties as the video coordinator.
Sounds so good. Thank you.
We're going to take
Thanks,
a break
Mark.
and come back. We'll talk with Johnny Rhodes, Maryland's all-time steals leader, in just a minute on the Mark Turgeon Radio Show from Buffalo Wild Wings in College Park.